Good evening. As that blast of Arctic air makes its way across the region with temperatures expected to dip to -5 degrees or colder tonight, the city's homeless population is scrambling to try to stay warm. Although shelter beds have been added, some people are still choosing to brave the elements outside instead. They may not have the option for long, though. Victoria Police may soon have the authority to order homeless people into shelters and out of the cold during extreme weather conditions. But will they? Late today, Vancouver Police said they would not. A News reporter Maggie Cox has the story.
I've lost 3 tents in the last 7 days.
Del Young braved the bitter cold and howling wind last night while he slept in a doorless tent in downtown Victoria.
It was bad because I slept in like 2 blankets outside on cardboard.
Young could have slept in one of the city's shelters. However, he says he prefers staying on his own.
Shelters are brutal, man. I'd rather stay outside and take my chances out there.
Soon, Young might not have a choice about where he sleeps in the cold if Victoria Police start enforcing the Assistance to Shelter Act. The law is designed to keep situations such as this one from happening again. Last winter, a homeless woman in Vancouver burned to death after she was trying to keep warm with a candle. When the Assistance to Shelter Act comes into effect in British Columbia, police will have the power to force homeless people into shelters during extreme weather conditions. However, Victoria Police don't expect they will have to enforce this new law very often.
When the temperature drops, most people are able to access shelter beds. In those rare cases that we do find people, we always encourage them to get a shelter space, and we haven't really had too many difficulties with encouraging people to take advantage of a shelter.
While final regulations for the act are ironed out, the executive director of Our Place says the law hasn't been well thought out and that there hasn't been enough community consultation.
Well, if we're going to make that law really work in the daytime, you know, Saturday and Sunday when nothing's up, we have to have something open, and where the shelters aren't. The shelters are open at night.
Late today in Vancouver, police announced that while they will continue to offer support and assistance to homeless people sleeping in extreme weather conditions, they will not force people into shelters.
We will offer further assistance in the form of minimal, non-forceful touching, equivalent to the supporting hand one would use in helping an elderly person cross the street. If the person refuses that assistance, we will then withdraw the contact immediately.
The Victoria Police Department says it is still waiting to review the legislation before it determines how or if it will apply the new law. And until then, people like Del Young will be able to decide whether or not they come in from the cold.
And I would rather stay outside and take my chances with that.
In Victoria, Maggie Cox, A News.